Mississippi Real Estate Exam Review. Business licensing requirements. Licensed real estate brokers must maintain a specific place for conducting business, which can include a room in their home dedicated solely to real estate activities. The business location must clearly display the broker's registration certificate and the certificates of any salespeople employed under the broker. The business address must be specified in the license. Any change in the location requires notification to the MREC within 10 days. Brokers with multiple offices must obtain and display a branch office license in each location. The broker is accountable for the professional practices of all affiliated licensees. Designation of a responsible broker in real estate. Each salesperson or broker salesperson's license must identify their designated responsible broker. If there is a change in the responsible broker, the MREC must be informed and the license must be returned within 3 days. A salesperson or broker salesperson cannot conduct real estate activities until a new license specifying the updated responsible broker is issued. Responsibilities of a broker in charge. The broker in charge must guide licensees under their supervision in real estate practices, ethics, and applicable license laws. Brokers operating under a responsible broker's oversight are not permitted to act independently as brokers. The responsible broker is held accountable for the actions of affiliated brokers, treating them as if they were salespersons. Affiliated brokers may only provide real estate services under the responsible broker's supervision unless prior notification is given to the MREC. Commissions and fees in real estate. Licensees may only receive commissions or fees through their designated responsible broker. If a licensee shares part of a commission with another licensee, the payment must go through the recipient's responsible broker. A licensee may not pay a commission if they are aware that any portion will be given to someone without a real estate license. A licensee who has switched to inactive status or transferred brokers can still receive commissions earned while working for their previous broker. Other rules and regulations for real estate businesses. Licensees who fail to follow the Mississippi Real Estate Commission's rules and regulations will be considered guilty of improper conduct. Licensees may provide price options, but they may not represent them as appraisals. Licensees remain subject to disciplinary measures from the MREC even when selling their own property. Cooperation between Mississippi brokers and out-of-state brokers. Mississippi licensed brokers can collaborate with out-of-state brokers through a cooperative agreement. A separate cooperative agreement must be filed with the Mississippi Real Estate Commission for each property, prospective client, or transaction. Commissions earned from Mississippi real estate transactions under a cooperative agreement are shared between the Mississippi broker and the non-resident broker. Non-resident brokers are prohibited from placing signs on Mississippi properties without written consent from the cooperating Mississippi broker. Any advertising by a non-resident broker must include the name of the cooperating broker. Failure to do so constitutes a violation of license law. The Mississippi broker must file 2 copies of the cooperative agreement with the MREC. Exclusive listing agreements. They must be in writing, must clearly identify the property being sold, include the sales price, payment terms, and signatures of all involved parties, must specify the expiration date of the agreement. Exclusive buyer representation agreements. They must be in writing and outline the terms of the broker's representation of the buyer. They must include the sales price, payment terms, and signatures of all involved parties. They must state the agreement's expiration date. Buyers may terminate the agreement with 15 calendar days written notice to the buyer's agent. All written offers received before a seller accepts an offer must be presented to the seller. Licensees are prohibited from quoting a price higher than the actual selling price to interested parties. Broker record-keeping requirements. Brokers must retain records of real estate transactions for at least 3 years, including closing statements, offers to purchase, contracts of sale, escrow records, agency agreements, and listings. Advertising rules in real estate. Using copyrighted material in advertising without authorization constitutes substantial misrepresentation and may result in license refusal, suspension, and revocation. Advertisements must not imply that a property transfer offer is being made by someone who is not a licensed real estate professional. When advertising real estate, licensees must clearly indicate that they are licensed. All advertisements must be conducted under the direct supervision of and in the name of the responsible broker or firm. Licensees advertising their own property for sale must disclose their license status and include their name in the advertisement. Brokers must advertise under the name registered on their license. Non-resident cooperation with a licensed Mississippi broker. Non-resident brokers must agree to adhere to MREC rules and regulations under the cooperative agreement. Mississippi brokers must file a copy of the cooperative agreement with the MREC within 10 days of its execution. Out-of-state brokers must operate under a cooperative agreement with a licensed Mississippi broker to engage in real estate transactions in Mississippi. The cooperative agreement must include commission details, which must be submitted to the MREC. Continuing non-resident cooperation. Material terms of cooperative agreements must include attachments, exhibits, an acknowledgement of receipt, property description, a location of shares, maintenance and fees, use restrictions, alterations and improvements, definition of parties, dispute resolution methods, financing terms, insurance requirements, sale and transfer restrictions, default and termination clauses, miscellaneous provisions, ownership structure, governance details. The Mississippi broker assumes liability for the actions of the non-resident cooperative broker. Any earnest money associated with the transaction must be held in escrow by the Mississippi broker. Advertisements related to the cooperative agreement must include the name and contact of the Mississippi broker. The Mississippi Real Estate Commission, or MREC. The commission consists of 5 members. Members are appointed by the governor. Each member must have been a licensed real estate broker for a minimum of 5 years. The MREC regulates the real estate industry within Mississippi. The Commission ensures that licensees uphold high standards of ethics and professionalism. The MREC mandates pre-licensing testing and continuing education for all licensees. It establishes rules and regulations to govern licensee conduct. The MREC conducts hearings to address alleged rule violations by licensees. The Commission determines appropriate penalties for licensees who violate its rules and regulations. Grounds for suspension, revocation, or refusal to issue real estate license. Obtaining a license through fraudulent means, engaging in deceit or falsehoods in real estate transactions, making promises that are misleading or not intended to be fulfilled, using false or misleading information in advertisements, acting as a dual agent without proper disclosure to all parties. Mishandling or misappropriating earnest money funds, committing a felony offense, placing a for sale sign on a property without owner's consent, not furnishing contracts or agreements to parties at the time of signing. Accepting commissions from anyone other than the licensee's employing broker, demonstrating bad faith, incompetence, untrustworthiness, dishonesty, or improper dealings. Failing to adhere to legally mandated child support obligations, engaging in legal practices without a law license. Grounds for issuing a real estate license. Applicants must demonstrate integrity and ethical conduct. Applicants must be residents of Mississippi. All requirements outlined in the Mississippi license law must be met. Penalties for violating real estate license law. For an individual's first violation, a fine of $500 to $1,000 up to 90 days in jail or both. Again, a fine of $500 to $1,000 up to 90 days in jail or both. For an individual's subsequent violation, a fine of $1,000 to $2,000 up to 6 months in jail or both. Again, a fine of $1,000 to $2,000 up to 6 months in jail or both. For corporation's first violation, a fine of $2,000. Once again, for corporation's first violation, a fine of $2,000. Subsequent violations for corporations are fines ranging from $2,000 to $5,000. Again, fines are ranging from $2,000 to $5,000 for corporation subsequent violations. Individuals involved in corporate violations are subject to the same penalties as individual violators. And receiving commissions through license law violations, one may face a penalty ranging from 100% to 400% of the amount received. Suing for non-payment of commission. Individuals must have been licensed at the time the commission was earned to file a lawsuit for unpaid commission. Salespersons must pursue unpaid commission claims through their employer broker. Salespersons may file a claim directly if the dispute is with their employer broker. Notifying the MREC of complaints. All complaints must be submitted using MREC certified forms. The MREC must be notified within 10 days of any relevant court decisions. Responsible brokers who believe a licensee has violated license law are required to notify the MREC. If a responsible broker discovers a licensee operating independently, they must inform the MREC and forward the salesperson's license to the commission. If a broker's license is revoked, suspended, or expired, the license of all associated licensees are automatically suspended. Salespersons under a broker with a revoked, suspended, or expired license may transfer to another employing broker.